Just back to that headline point there, 2 months worth of medicine, that's instead of one, that's with the use of one script. What's the Pharmacy Guild's response to that?
Well, sounds good, doesn't it? But the problem is there are 472 medicines listed on the Therapeutic Goods Administration's website that are just completely unavailable, Pete. So how do we give somebody 60 days instead of 30 when we can't get 30 in stock now? So it's a little bit of smoke and mirrors. We feel like it's a bit of a kick in the guts. We got a bit of a heads up they were thinking of doing this. So all of the pharmacists have been reaching out to their local MP saying, can you just pop down to my pharmacy, come into the dispensary, have a look at the list of out of stocks when I place my orders and I'm getting nothing. So how do we give people extra when we can't even give people the minimum amount that they need? So we're just scratching our heads this morning, Pete. We don't know how it's going to work.
So is that the only problem that you've got? It's a supply issue for you?
Well, it's a supply issue, but the other thing is we've been calling for a year now to lower the co-payment on prescriptions. So for all patients that rock up to all pharmacies, you've got to pay a co-payment, right? And we've been asking for that to be lowered because we know people are struggling week to week, paycheck to paycheck, and that would have helped all Aussies. What this initiative does is it only benefits 1 in 5. And not only does it only benefit 1 in 5, but what the government's saying to the local community pharmacist is you pay for it, you take the cuts. And this is going to cut $170,000 out of every local community pharmacy in Australia, which means they're not going to be open weekends, they're not going to be open at night. So, it sounds great in theory, Pete, but the system is struggling to meet the needs and demands of giving everyone just what they need. Double nothing is still nothing. And if this is the cornerstone of their cost of living relief for the health sector, then, I'm going to scratch my head and find out what else they're going to do, to help Aussies week to week.
Do you agree with the criticisms that some have that it will lead to hoarding?
It's definitely going to lead to hoarding. I mean, let's just see that this is the same government that said only a few weeks ago that Panadol is dangerous and we need to reduce the maximum amount of Panadol you can get from 24 tablets at Coles and Woolies down to 16 tablets because it's dangerous. But you know what? If your daughter's on an antidepressant, she can have 2 boxes and we'll let her keep that in the bedroom. I mean, how is Panadol more dangerous, right, than your antidepressant? So I just think in that big ivory tower over in Woden, one floor needs to talk to another floor. I don't actually know if they know what they're doing. And I just applaud Albo to stop, mate, come out, visit a local community pharmacy. You don't have to come and talk to me if you don't want to, but go into Balmain and go and ask any of the pharmacists in your electorate because they all feel like you're ignoring them. They all feel like you don't understand the pressure that they're under every day. And they feel like they've been a bit betrayed this morning by a government that said they're here to strengthen the health system, and here they are weakening it.